welcome back to another hot episode of a very special podcast. This is the podcast in which you talk about all of your favorite TV series from yesteryear. Oh yeah, baby. And then we discuss it over a glass of wine. I'm your host, I'm your boy, Patrick M. Dunn, and today I'm not joined here by Kat Halstead, the author. Why? Because we... Alright, so we originally recorded an episode of The Facts of Life in which the character of Joe Polnichuk gets engaged, married, and all in one episode. It's like, yeah, it's wild. It was wild. This is back at a time when storyline arcs didn't exist, and all that shit went down in 22 minutes. Yeah, so way back in the first or second week of April of 2020, way back in those early quarantine times, Kat Halstead and I, we block recorded a bunch of episodes, including this hot episode. But unfortunately, we had some technical troubles, and Kat's half of the audio no longer exists. It's Thanos snapped his fingers and it went away. It went away forever. So we didn't want to re-record the episode. We were like, fuck it. So I just recorded this hot little intro, and we just decided to make it a lost episode. But, however, we still wanted to throw something out. We still wanted to throw something out at you this week. So we are going to present to you an episode of our Patreon bonus content for free. Yes, for free, an episode of Commercial Corner. We talked about... I don't know, we talked about a commercial for Blockbuster right around the time that Titanic was released on VHS. It has it has the actor who played Finch on American Pie. This is like pre-American Pie, because this is like the summer of 97 or something. American Pie is yet to exist in our fragile little minds. So, yeah, we're deciding to give that to you for free. However, we want you to subscribe to our Patreon. We're begging you to. So what you get on our Patreon page is you get episodes of our movie night podcast in which we watch classic movies. We talk about them. We've done TMNT, the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. We did House Sitter with our gal pal Goldie Hawn and Steve Martin. We've done a few commercials that are in the pipeline already. Just go to patreon.com, search for a very special podcast, will pop up, and as an added content, or as an added bonus, one of our features is we'll send you a seasonal trinket, so we get cool things like a very special podcast hand sanitizer. Oh yeah, something you need in these times, and we get some other fun things coming at you, so I don't know, if you want to rock this town with our swag, you want to, cleanse those hands, get rid of all those little microbes and bacteriums off you, feel free to do it. So, yeah, subscribe all the time, or just subscribe once, and it'll just, re-up your credit card every month or something. It's pretty cheap, too. It's not too bad. I don't have the pricing structure in front of me, but if you go to our website, it's all laid out to you. So, do it often, do it all the time. That's all I got to say. So, for now, enjoy our special presentation of Commercial Corner.
Straight.
That's straight.
Get Titanic Monday, August 31st at midnight. Guaranteed to be there with a chance to win a fantasy cruise. Free limited edition Titanic print. August 31st at midnight. Get Titanic and go home happy.
Oh yeah, you cool cat and kittens. Welcome back to Commercial Corner. This is our Patreon only side pod in which, hold on, are you ready? Are you sitting down? Are you sitting down, co-host?
I am. I'm sitting on my butt.
You better be sitting on your hiney. This is our side pod in which we talk about commercials.
Yes.
Who would have thought? Commercial Corner, we talk about commercials, but we are. Shocking. Crescendo sound effect. Insert right now. All right. I'm your host, Patrick M. Dunn. You know me. I mean, you're paying for this shit, so you know who I am. You know me. You know my steez. And I'm joined here by my right-hand woman, my little kitty cat, Cat Halstead, the author, student, and all her things. All your adjectives. All your adjectives.
Oh my god, we need to get you a new obsession besides Tiger King.
I'm sorry. We're in quarantine. We're recording these in quarantine. This is all we got.
I know.
Unless, like, I don't know, something shocking comes along, then we're stuck with it.
Netflix, if you are holding out on something better than Tiger King, you better fucking release that shit, okay? We need something more.
But for now, you're my plush stuffed tiger kitty, Cat Halstead, the author.
Oh god.
Welcome to our virtual roundtable, in which we're going to talk about probably one of like the craziest, I would say commercials. I wouldn't say commercials of all time, but just like an awkward commercial. We're venturing into like awkward territory.
Okay, it's an awkward commercial, but it like perfectly captures that moment in time.
Yeah, it's all right. We're going back in our time machine, and our little phone booth time machine, Doctor Who style. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Heather, our number one supporter. Mm-hmm. We're doing this for you and all our other friends, but mostly Heather, because she was the first to donate to the Patreon. Mm-hmm. So you're gonna get like status right now. Little angel sounds, high five and a million angels. So Heather, we're going back into our Doctor Who phone booth police box time machine right now. And we're going to go back to what year, Cat Halstead, the author? What year are we going back to?
We're going back to August 1998.
Yes. Where were you? What were you doing in August of 1998? Do you remember?
Oh, I know exactly what I was doing. Like this, when this commercial came out, this was right when I moved from New Jersey to Colorado. At this point...
Whoa.
Yeah. At this point, I'm staying at my Aunt Gail's house.
Ooh, Aunt Gail.
Waiting for my dad to, like, drive out from New Jersey.
Really? He had, like, the U-Haul?
Yeah.
He had the U-Haul packed with all your belongings?
Yeah, he had the U-Haul, and then, like...
You're putting all your stuff in boxes that says cat stuff, cat's books?
Yeah, and then my dad fucking left it behind. My dad fucking left my shit in New Jersey.
What?
My childhood teddy bear never made it to Colorado.
The fuck?
Yeah.
The fuck?
Little Blackie Bear and his, like, poor little slit wrist didn't make it to Colorado. Back to Colorado.
No, hold on.
I didn't want to take him on the plane. And because I was terrified of taking him and my Kirsten doll on the plane. Because, like, I'm a 17-year-old girl at this point. Like, I don't want to take these on the plane because I'm like, what if my, like, bag gets stolen? Or, like, my luggage doesn't make it? I'm gonna trust my dad to, like, take these in the fucking car, and he fucking left them in New Jersey.
Or if your childhood crush was on the plane and you're clutching a fucking teddy bear.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know, like Nick Carter of the Backstreet Boys was on the plane, and he looked over, he glanced over his shoulder, and he saw you clutching a fucking Kirsten doll.
Like, he sees me in O'Hare Airport, and it's just done at that point.
You got Kirsten on one arm, you got fucking Teddy on the other arm.
Oh my god. No, like, this is... Okay, so let me paint a picture. It is the summer of 98. We are hitting that phase of music where it's Hanson, Backstreet Boys, and NSYNC, 98 Degrees, all that good stuff.
So
right?
Cat Halstead's all into this. I'm into Garbage, by the way. I'm listening to, not Garbage music, but Garbage the band. They're like my end-all be-all.
Yeah, so like...
I would die for you. I would lie for you.
Like, okay, so it's 1998. You, Steven, and Mariah are like my best friends in the whole wide world at this point. And we go for a whole week without talking to each other because my aunt didn't have the internet. So, like, I had no way to talk to you guys.
Yeah, you couldn't tell me.
At all.
You couldn't tell us that Teddy and Kirsten are lost forever.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, while all this is going on, while all this fucking turmoil, Cat Halstead is stressed. I don't know, she's probably like, pimples are popping everywhere because she's so stressed.
Actually, I had very good skin back in the day.
Did you?
I still have very good skin.
Good for you, because I had horrible.
You want to know what I use on my fucking skin?
What?
Noxzema.
Ooh, yeah, shout out to the Dylan's wife from Now to Now.
Yeah, I still fucking use Noxzema.
Rebecca Gayheart. Shout out to Rebecca Gayheart. Her skin softener of choice. All right, so anyway, all this is going on in the world. Meanwhile, we're post-Titanic. Titanic has made its splash onto the movie scene. It made theaters, like, selling out seats everywhere, winning the hearts of girls and boys, everybody, everywhere. Little did we know that we're ramping up. We're ramping up for, you ready? For the VHS /rental /purchase release of this movie. Like, everyone everywhere is ready for this.
So, like, okay.
Like, I'm sure, like, video stores get, like, memos in the mail. Like, hey, like, next week, Titanic's coming out. You need to buy, like, 96 copies of this.
Yeah, like, you need to make sure you were stocked up on this shit. Like, okay. So, like, Titanic Mania was so real. It was so insane. Like, I remember going to the theater. It was always packed when you would go see it at the theater because you would see it multiple times.
Yeah.
I remember floppy disks of, like, just the pictures from the Titanic website saved of Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet. Like, everybody was listening to the fucking Celine Dion song. Every girl had the Titanic poster up in their room. Like, that's the one thing missing from Kate's room on This Is Us.
Really?
Is a Titanic poster.
She didn't have a Titanic poster in her room on This Is Us?
No, she had Buffy the Vampire Slayer. But to be fair, like, the house burned down on This Is Us, like, during Titanic.
Yeah, because Buffy the Vampire Slayer came out in March of 1998, and that's when it made its mark on the world. And Titanic was December of 1997. So the house probably burnt down, burned to ashes. Kate recovered, and she moved on. She moved on from Titanic, and she's like, you know what? I love Buffy. I love that bitch.
No. Like, when I say Buffy, I mean, like, the movie Buffy.
Wait, she didn't have, like, Buffy the TV show?
No, because she had the Christy Swanson Luke Perry poster up in her room.
I find it hard to believe that anybody in their right mind would have a poster.
Nope, it's
The Buffy movie is not that good. It's not that great.
Before Jack dies on This Is Us, Kate Pearson has a Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie poster with Christy Swanson and Luke Perry above her bed. If you don't believe me, you can message Steven right now and he will tell you I'm right.
Oh, I mean, I believe it. I totally believe it, but I just don't believe that an actual teenager in 1990 whatever would have that poster. Like, out of all movies in the fucking world. I'm not gonna lie. Hold on, you ready? Are you sitting down? Like 1992, 1993-ish, Patrick M. Dunn. Take a guess. Take a guess at what poster that you think I might have had hung in my wall. Actually, I had two posters hung in my wall.
92, 93?
91, 92, 93. Well, probably 92, 93, because I had two posters hanging in my wall that year. You're never going to guess them. You'll never guess them. It might be in line with Kate. It might be in line with Kate from This Is Us, because this is just how crazy I am. They're movies that came out in those years.
Calendar Girl? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
I want to say this was 1992. I definitely didn't have 1993. But 1992, I had...
What?
The movie posters for Thelma and Louise in A League of Their Own hanging up in my bedroom at the same time. I was Gina Davis smitten at this point in time. Like, I would have fucking killed the world for Gina Davis. Like, I went out and I rented The Accidental Tourist, Beetlejuice, Earth Girls Are Easy, like anything Gina Davis related, I was fully immersed in that world. So I guess I totally get Kate. Maybe she had a thing for Luke Perry. Maybe she had a thing for Christy Swanson, not Luke Swanson.
Wow.
Who knows?
Okay.
But I get it. I get it now.
So let me think. 92, 93, that era, I had pictures of Mark Paul Gosselaar, Jason Priestley, Luke Perry.
Okay.
Some of J.C. Chazé, because he was on Mickey Mouse Club back then.
Oh, yeah, MMC. All right, but would you picture, like, in your right fucking mind, would you picture, like, a 4th, 5th grader, like, being into, like, Gina Davis? Like, as like a crush?
No. I don't understand your Gina Davis obsession now.
My Gina Davis obsession goes fucking deep. Like, we need to do, like, a whole side pod.
I cannot watch, like, something with Gina Davis in it now without thinking of you. Like, I fucking put on A League of Their Own the other day when my Wi-Fi was out and I didn't have internet, so I couldn't watch Netflix, I went through the DVDs and I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch A League of Their Own. Oh, Patrick, because it's got Gina Davis and he's fucking obsessed.
It wasn't even like a sexual thing. Like as a child, like I just wanted her to be like my like guardian. I just wanted like her to raise me or just like hang out with her and like teach me her ways, teach me the ways of Gina Davis. I don't know. It's such a weird. I don't know. We'll get into it in a future podcast. We'll definitely do it. We'll do like Gina Davis month here at the pod. Maybe we'll do Earth Girls Are Easy as a movie that may or may not hold up. Who knows? It was wild time. That's the posters I had on the wall. So maybe I get Kate from This Is Us's.
Oh my god. So yeah, it's Titanic mania at this point. Okay, like it is the movie that every teenage girl is obsessed with.
Yes, and boys.
If you tell me you were a teenage girl in that era and you were not obsessed with it, I'm going to believe you were lying. That's just how it is. I'm going to believe you were lying. Every girl had that poster. I had that poster. My friends all had the poster. You know, this is the movie that everybody loved. And I remember, okay, so this is like right when I was moving to Colorado. It came out on VHS, and I remember my dad, like, went and took me to register for classes at my high school. Like, after that, we went to, like, Walmart to get school supplies. And, like, they had the VHS. And I was like, Dad. He's like, yes, just get it. Because he didn't want to listen to me, bitch.
It's a double.
Yeah, it's the double cassette VHS. Okay, the only other... Okay, I've had, like, a couple of movies on double. Okay, I had Gone with the Wind. And, I believe... the Godfather movies, and the classic Clint Eastwood musical, Paint Your Wagon.
That's a double VHS?
I think so. I vaguely remember, like, I only watched it, like, once. My grandmother gave it to me. It was really weird and awkward.
I hate musicals, but I'm here for Paint Your Wagon. I'm ready.
Okay, this is the thing. My dad picked us up from my aunt's house the day before. The next day, he took me to register for classes, and then I started school the next day. So, like, I didn't even have anything unpacked. Like, we had our computer set up on a fucking, like, Rubbermaid tote tub. We had, like, no furniture. I had, like, this chest my uncle made when he was in, like, shop class. Years ago, I still have it in my bedroom. A twin bed mattress thing my dad picked up the day before. I set up my TV and my VCR that I had in my bedroom, and, like, I sat on my little bed, and I watched Titanic. And then I watched it, like, every day after school for, like, the next week.
Are you ready for this commercial, this Blockbuster video commercial that just leads into the release of Titanic in all of their fine establishments across the USA?
Yes.
All right, I feel like Blockbuster Video is going to be like a subset of Commercial Corner, because I initially wanted to do like a compilation of Blockbuster commercials, but every one is just like this like little mini story.
Yeah.
And I think each one in its own, like, over time will tell. It's like a saga. This is like the coffee saga of Blockbuster.
Oh man, Blockbuster.
All right, so this commercial stars, of all people, it's Eddie, what's his name? Eddie Kane Thomas,
Yeah.
who played Finch on the American Pie series.
Yes.
So he's in this video. It's like him and another guy. It's like midnight.
Like, okay, it's not even midnight. It's like right before, like, they're working at the Blockbuster. It's probably like 8 o'clock at night, and they're like, oh yeah, we gotta get this poster up. They're putting up this one poster. There's just one poster. You tell me there's just one poster? Yeah, right. That says Titanic.
For Titanic.
Released at midnight. And then you hear, like, this stampede of teenage girls.
I'll just say, at my local video store, I would say there was 6 Titanic posters lined up for, like, the
video store where the Blockbuster that we eventually would go to, there was, like, a cardboard cutout.
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying. All right. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to, like, go back in time to my video store days. So, all right. Are you ready for Video Store Corner? Are you ready for, like, Cassette Tape Corner?
Okay, let's talk video stores.
Where I grew up, in my hometown, my little, like, shitty town, we had the go-to video store was Video Gallery. Mm-hmm. That was, like, the end all be all. Pretty much through the 80s and through the 90s until, like, 1996. Then, out of nowhere, all of a sudden, out of the blue, out of their blue logo colors came Blockbuster Video. They just like opened up a shop like right in front of the supermarket. Very convenient. Like, you got all your groceries.
Yeah.
And then you just like rode across the parking lot and you got your video. You rented your movies. And so like as like a video gallery stan, like I love the video gallery because they kept on to their like old library of movies. So you had like all the old movies.
Yeah.
And you had video games and they kept all the old video games. Like they didn't like sell things off. So then like Blockbuster came out, but then they started coming out with these like hot deals. So you can rent 3 movies for like $6 or something. I don't know what the prices were, but they had like all these hot deals. But you would go there, at least at my Blockbuster, like the walls of the building was all dedicated to new movies. So like you would have like one whole wall was dedicated to like some Ben Affleck movie that just came out, or Titanic, or fucking some Sandra Bullock movie, Bounce. I don't know, like something.
Yeah.
So you'd have like all these movies on like the outskirts. And like each wall had maybe like 40 copies of a movie.
Depending on how popular it was.
So you would do that, and then you would like go into the middle of the theater of the store, and they would have video games. They would have a whole section where you can buy movies for like $2.99 each, and it was just all like the extra cassettes they had from all the things they issued out for renting. And then they would just have this like small section of like older movies.
Yeah.
So like, like it's just like, I want to go rent A Nightmare on Elm Street. And you would go and like, they didn't have A Nightmare on Elm Street 1984 because it wasn't like a hot commodity when that particular Blockbuster was built. They didn't order that movie.
Opened.
But you can go to Video Gallery and rent fucking A Nightmare on Elm Street like 1 through whatever.
Exactly.
And that was like the whole spiel of the smaller video stores. But over time, it's like, like after like 15 years of there being like video rental stores, people didn't want to go to video rental stores and like get old movies. They wanted to get new movies. And these little like tiny stores couldn't compete and buy like 40 copies of Titanic.
Yeah.
It was 2 VHS. They were like what, like I don't know, like $60 each to probably buy the movie. I don't know, they're expensive. Like VHSs are expensive.
I don't want to think about how expensive that is.
They're more than like DVDs. I just want to throw that out there.
Okay, like when I was a kid, like the first video store we went to was a Popcorn Video.
Yep.
And I remember it was like multiple rooms.
Yes.
And like there was a whole section of just like old kid stuff. Like, and it had like She-Ra and Care Bears and all kinds of Disney stuff, and then there were sections for horror and all like the grown-up stuff was like in the other rooms. I like never really ventured into those areas. Like my mom would find stuff.
She would get like The Accidental Tourist starring Gina Davis and watch that.
Or she'd get like Princess Bride or whatever,
Yeah.
Like whatever my cousins asked her to pick up. That one closed down, so we started going to another video rental place, which was like, looking back, it was like really tiny. It was like the same size as like the kids' room at the old video store, but it was like everything. And I remember like we asked, okay, this is hilarious. Totally connects to what we were talking about earlier. I would ask like every week if they had Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And eventually the guy finally broke down and fucking bought it. Because every week we're like, do you have Buffy the Vampire Slayer? Do you have Buffy the Vampire Slayer? Like,
you're the only person who ever rented it, probably. That's why Blockbuster was shitty, because they only got new movies, and then when things weren't profitable anymore, they sold them. So, if you were like a movie buff, or you're just like a weird pop cultural person, and you just wanted to watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer in 1992 in 1998, they wouldn't have it. It wasn't there. And that was just kind of like the shitty thing about Blockbuster. But if you wanted they had 60 copies of Titanic, though, to get ready for this mass of people. I guess it's like the perfect description of this commercial, because, as you said, you hear this stampede of people like running in. Finch from American Pie, he like sprays his mouth with Banaka.
Yeah.
All these like teens are coming in, because he's probably like 16, 17 years old. That's like the average age of people who work there. Yeah,
like, okay, let's be real. Like, they were in these commercials, it was always like teenagers running the Blockbuster.
I'm not gonna lie, like when I actually like went to Blockbuster, it was always like teenagers there, and then there was probably like a manager in the background who was just I don't know, like doing coke or something.
Like, okay, so like,
who knows?
The two like first video stores I went to was always like this like older like late 20s, early 30s something guy. Just like the one guy who would like check the video, make sure it's in the right box and it's rewound and shit.
Are you thinking of the guy from like Clerks that works at the video store next door?
Kind of, yeah. Like exactly like these guys. And then you go to Blockbuster and they're all in like khakis and these blue shirts and they're all so happy. They've had to listen to Meredith Brooks and Alanis Morissette for hours while the Dawson's Creek commercial plays for the CW.
I hate the world today. Like, just over and over again.
Yeah, like all that's, you know.
Oh, poor guys.
Just or Paula Cole or whoever it was. Like, it's just over and over and over again. And,
I can see it.
like, I've been to a few different Blockbusters in my day. They're all the fucking same. I mean, there's only like one left in Anchorage, Alaska or something like that now.
I just remember, like, I loved the video gallery. Like, the video gallery was my favorite place ever.
Yeah.
2001, they couldn't compete anymore. They couldn't compete with Blockbuster anymore, and they had to, like, shutter their doors.
Yeah.
Video gallery they couldn't afford to get 15 to 20 copies of Fast and the Furious. Like, they just couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
They could maybe get, like, 2 copies, and they were kind of like, you know, like the place you were to go if you wanted to get like old movies. And I loved it. Like, you know, like, cause like sometimes I'd just be like chilling in my room and I'd be like, you know what? I'm in the mood for The Mask tonight. I want to watch like Jim Carrey's The Mask. And I would just go to like Video Gallery and rent it. And they had it. They had like 1 copy. No one ever rented it, but I rented it. The majority of the people in the world, they really wanted to see new movies.
Yeah.
Up and coming. You know, like it's like The Sixth Sense is like now out on VHS. They want to see that. They want to rent that.
I totally rented that at Blockbuster. 100% got that at the block. Okay, so like my senior year of high school, I'm living in Colorado, and a Blockbuster opens up the street by the Safeway. And it's close enough that I can walk. I'm 18, so I can get my own fucking card.
Yeah.
And I can rent whatever fucking movies I want. So, you know, I'll go in and I'll rent, like, The Sixth Sense and Stigmata.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And Dogma.
Yeah.
And 10 Things I Hate About You and, like, The Godfather or, like, whatever, you know? Or that Italian movie, what was it? Life is Beautiful, that everybody was, like, obsessed with that year, you know?
Oh, yeah. It won, like, an Academy Award.
Yeah. With
that whole, like,
the guy, yeah.
flamboyant production of him, like, winning the awards. And he's like, ah.
Yes.
All right, I will say, though, hold on, though. If you were a movie buff, though, you learn to, like, balance the mom and pop stores with the, like, Blockbuster. So it's like, all right. So I want to go rent Sixth Sense. I'll go to Blockbuster. But if you want to go and rent Mallrats, a movie from like 1995, you go to Video Gallery or your mom and pop store.
So
it was like a fine art of like balancing the two.
Yeah.
But the mass populace doesn't want to watch old movies. They want to watch new movies.
So like I remember in college, I had to go rent an older movie for like a project, and Blockbuster didn't have it. So I had to go to like this random mom and pop like video rental place in town to find Apocalypse Now.
Apocalypse Now is such like a prominent movie of cinema because Blockbuster has like older movies.
Yeah.
But they like every Blockbuster like cherry picked like what popular movie from yesteryear they kept.
So like
I remember I was a senior in high school, and like one night like a couple of my buddies and I were driving around and we wanted to watch Big Trouble in Little China. And we went to our Blockbuster and they didn't have it. And we almost like destroyed the place. Cause like Blockbuster was like the only place that was like open till midnight. And the other place closed at like 9. So it was like, fuck, we can't watch like Big Trouble in Little China tonight. And we like destroyed the place. Like we wanted to like just fucking ransack the place. Odd to think about it because like now if I was just like, I want to watch Big Trouble in Little China and I couldn't find it at a mass site. I couldn't find it like Netflix or Hulu or Amazon. You could just like very easily find it elsewhere. And we didn't have those resources to us available in like 1998.
Like by the time I was a senior in high school, where I lived, I didn't know of any mom and pop like video stores. So it was like Blockbuster. That's where you go.
Or Hollywood Video. If you're lucky, you had a Hollywood Video.
Oh God. Or okay. Oh my God. When I lived in Minnesota, there was a fucking video rental store still. It was called Family Video. It was like this whole chain. And it just basically was like old Blockbusters, like refurbished. Like it was the old Blockbuster buildings, or it was weird. Like
you could,
and it was like packed. These places were packed. Like, and this was like a good 8 years ago.
I like literally like every like 3 or 4 days, I would go to Blockbuster and I would just like pilfer through like the for sale archives because they would always like update those. And I'm like, shit, I can get like the movie Go for like $3.99, or I could get like Unbreakable with the M. Night Shyamalan movie for like $3.99 because they were just selling these things left and right. You could just buy. You could just
I should have bought my movies at Blockbuster. You know where I bought all my freaking movies back in the day?
FYE or something.
Suncoast Video.
And you probably spend like $20 on like a VHS or DVD.
VHS. Like, it was VHS at first, and then I transferred to DVD, and I still have a fucking DVD collection. I'm staring at it right now.
You could pad out your DVD collection through Blockbuster Video back in the day. Like, you wouldn't get the original cases. You would just get like the little shitty like cardboard inserts. If you just went to like Walmart and bought one of those little like 200 like CD case books, you just put them all in there, which I have. I have like 3 or 4 of those, and they're just like filled with DVDs. I couldn't even tell you what was in there. Like, every now and then I'll go on like iTunes and I'll rent like TMNT, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, to watch on this like Patreon podcasting we're doing. Then I remember, oh fuck, I have this. I own this on DVD. It's on like a 3 DVD set, and I forget.
Like, I fucking pulled it up on Netflix the other day, and I'm like, wait, I have this on fucking DVD.
I forget. Like, you forget. Like, there was a time where you could just buy DVDs for less than $5. You still can. You literally can go to Walmart.
You still can, yeah.
You can go to Walmart right now, buy like 15 DVDs, and spend like $30. And you will, by the time you get home, you will have forgotten what you have bought.
Like, okay, like, I don't really buy DVDs that often anymore.
I still do.
Or Blu-rays, because actually I usually get like the DVD Blu-rays. Like, I buy them for specific things. Like, I have Frozen and Frozen 2 both on Blu-ray DVD. I have some Avenger movies. Like, I like look at, I'm like, most of the stuff I've bought recently on a DVD is from like a thrift store because it was a good deal. It was like $2 for like Spider-Man.
Ooh, I like it. I stand.
You know? Or like,
I know, part of me.
I have the whole Planet of the Apes set because the boy gave them to me.
The boy.
Or like, it'll be like collections of like a TV series that's not streaming, like Mad About You.
Oh yeah, I have Soap. I own Soap on DVD. I own Mad About You on DVD. Like, there's so many things on DVD that are not available. People are very reliant, I think, on streaming media. But as someone who went, all right, we're kind of like, this is kind of the topic of the discussion. As someone who was kind of like, we're reliant on Blockbuster for popular and new medium era things. You need to kind of go to mom and pops for some of the older things that are not reliant on these new mediums. So a lot of like, we're now like entering that era where now like a lot of the new mediums are like, they're gonna drop Friends. Like, Netflix is dropping Friends from its thing.
It already dropped Friends. Friends is like isn't streaming right now. I can watch the first 5 seasons though. You know what? Because I got them on DVD.
Yeah, and so I'm just like, people are like freaking out, and people are like losing their shit. And I'm like, you know what? All you have to do is just go on Amazon.com right now, spend like $60. You can get the entire fucking series of Friends. You have it at your disposal. The shitty thing is that you just have to like change the discount every like 5 episodes.
Like, yeah, it's not even that bad.
But people have...
Like, I have the first 5 seasons of Friends. I have the first 5 seasons of How I Met Your Mother. You know, I got all of News Radio, all of Mad About You, all of Dawson's Creek, all of Lost.
Yeah, on DVD.
I'm good to go.
Yeah, and I don't know, it's just kind of... I think that's why this Blockbuster commercial is important, because it kind of like came out at a time where Blockbuster was trying to like dominate itself as like the ongoing source. They failed at it, kind of like the way that things like Netflix, Amazon, Hulu are trying to like dominate itself as the prominent source for all those things. But there's all these rights negotiations going on, and we're eventually going to hit a time where it's like, we can't watch The Office anymore because it's an NBC property, and that's only available on this app.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? Like, not everyone's subscribed to that app. But, however, All you have to do is just go to the fucking store and just buy all fucking like 8 seasons of The Office. You have them forever at your disposal. I think young people aren't getting the grasp of that. They're not like a completionist.
They don't
thing.
Seem to understand that's even an option.
Yeah, I mean, it makes it easier. It makes it easier just to like pull up an app and just say, "Hey, watch episode 7, season 6 of The Office." Mm-hmm. But you can literally just like roll out of your bed for a hot second, grab the DVD out of the case, pop it in the thing, hit play, boom, you got it. And you own it. You own it. And they're not going to like take it off their medium.
Exactly. Like it's there for you to have. Like, you know, I can just pop in Mallrats right now, or Sleepless in Seattle, or Let's Be Cops. Like, those were just like the first like 3 DVDs I saw on my shelf.
Let's Be Cops. You own Let's Be Cops.
Yes. 21 Jump Street, starring Channing Tatum. Okay, I can't talk. I'm sober right now. Like, okay, this makes me think of like my big bucket of cassette tapes in storage, like VHS tapes that I have. Like, there's like, I probably have like tapes that have 4 episodes of Dawson's Creek on them that I taped off like the fucking WB back in the day. And then I'll have like, you know, like I like to do that kind of thing, to save it, to rewatch it. You had to be like on top of it. You know, you couldn't go buy Dawson's Creek season 1 on VHS. Maybe
on the off chance that a show you liked maybe got like a syndication run. But for the most part, it was mostly sitcoms. Like, a lot of the dramas that you liked didn't hit syndication.
Yeah.
It wasn't a thing. Like, a few shows, like, I'm not going to lie, a few shows got, like, 90210 got it. They got the afternoon syndication run, like, 3 years in.
Yeah.
But you couldn't watch Picket Fences in syndication in 1994. Like, unless you taped it onto videotape, it was gone. It was gone. It was lost. It was forgotten. You would never see, like, the October 17th episode of Picket Fences ever again. It was gone.
I remember my mom would tape stuff like Dynasty and Knots Landing or whatever, and you'd, like, have the VHS tapes that were, handwritten. You didn't have that we have today.
Like, you didn't go to the store, you didn't buy random ass movies. Like, you wouldn't go to the store and buy, like, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. You would only buy, like, movies that mattered. Movies that were important, like Titanic, Batman, TMNT, like things that were like huge.
Yeah, like you bought the movies you really loved. Like, okay, when we finally found the freaking Parent Trap on VHS, my mom bought that for me.
I remember I really loved the movie From Dusk Till Dawn with George Clooney and Quentin Tarantino. And I remember just spending like months trying to find that movie. I would go to like all these stores. I would go to like the stores in the mall. I would go to like this is before Blockbuster. So I would go to like my local video store and they didn't sell it. They only rented it. And it was difficult. Like you couldn't buy that movie, which I don't know. I think it makes this Titanic commercial like more important in a way, I guess. Even though like Titanic was a widely available bought movie.
It was everywhere. Like literally I got it. Like that was the first time I was ever in a Walmart. It's the first thing I ever bought from Walmart was fucking Titanic.
Because it was there?
It was there, and I was a pissy teenage girl who just got moved across the country, and I was like, Dad, I fucking want this.
The last like 5 seconds of the commercial says that if you rent this movie at Blockbuster, you're entered in a sweepstakes to win like a multi-continent cruise.
Rent Titanic and go on a cruise.
I feel like you would watch Titanic and the last thing you want to do is go on a cruise.
Well, I'm just going to say right now, the last thing I want to do is go on a cruise.
I mean, in today's society, yes. I mean, cruises are fun. I'm going to throw this out there, like mixed drinks galore.
Yeah, Mr. Gonna run away to Cuba.
I would say like 2 years ago, like we need to go to cruise, and I was like, fuck cruises. And then like I started going to cruises, and I was like, shit, we need to do more cruises. I want to go like on a cruise and like record a podcast. It's like my new dream. Like on a boat. We have to do Titanic on a cruise.
Yeah. Well, that's not going to happen until this virus disappears.
All right. Well, we'll do it. You know what? You and the boy, save a few dollars. Cruises are cheap right now. We could probably do it. You could probably get like a $40 airfare to Myrtle Beach, we can drive down to Charleston and take like a $40 cruise and maybe die. Who knows? Maybe die on the cruise.
Oh my gosh.
But we'll figure it out. All right. Am I missing anything? We talked about Finch from American Pie.
He's about as smooth in this as he is in American Pie.
I mean, he got Stiffo's mom. Good for him.
Alrighty.
All right. On a scale of 1 out of 5 forgotten late fees to Blockbuster, how many forgotten late fees would you give this commercial? I'm going to give it like a 3. I'll give it a solid 3.
Yeah, I was going to go with 3.
It's good. It's funny. It's fun.
It's very, of the time, it's very, this is the world.
Yeah, we get, SpongeBob SquarePants font at one point, I think.
Yeah.
It's great, but I don't know. It's very forgettable, but in a way, it's memorable.
Yeah.
It's like a half and half. For Commercial Corner, I think it's a good thing to go to because we don't want to just do commercials that we know. We should do commercials that we forgot about too. Am I right? Where can you follow us, Cat House of the Author? Do we have to do this on?
No, we don't, because they're paying for this. They know where to find us.
All right, you don't need to follow us. We're just going to end on an abrupt note. We're just going to shoot you in the forehead, and that's it.
Listen, there is a swarm of teenage girls outside. They're not social distancing. They want that damn video.
And as always, girl, as always.
Bye.